And then we have another pre-construction meeting on Monday, I believe.
Tuesday next week.
Yep. Tuesday next week on the project for the highway milling and paving. I spoke to Knife River yesterday again. I've reached out to Knife River about the milling. I will give my opinion on it, and it's not a good opinion. And I think we'll in the future, we'll maybe learn something. I don't know. I was unaware of it. I kind of assumed that we had, a pretty good chance of getting some millings. And we still do, but we're getting some pushback, and it, quite frankly, bugs me. I think their intention, it's like 500 or 5,000 ton, and I think they want to use about 3,000 ton for the new asphalt, correct?
Yeah.
So then I originally had reached out about the other 2,000 ton, and I said, well, they're hauling these millings to Voltaire. That's where the asphalt plant is. Like, all right, well, you're going right by Harvey. That's a heck of a lot closer. Well, I got a call yesterday saying they don't want to put millings in the Harvey lot because it's not big enough for their live bottoms and this and that. So then I said, well, Fessenden is still a heck of a lot closer than Voltaire. 15 miles as you get to the east end, start bringing millings to the state shed. I got a response back saying, well, that is going to mess up our trucking. How the hell does that mess up your truck?
Well, the millings is the backhaul for the pavement, right?
Yeah.
They haul millings up, pavement back.
Yep. So I said, all right. I said, but, you're going to get your trucks back way quicker. 15 miles compared to 45. So then they said, well, would you be prepared to put some trucks in line? Absolutely, I would. I said, I can put 3 or 4 in line. How many days do you want us there? We'll haul our own millings to Fessenden. And I said, I got 3 drivers that were underneath the milling machine last summer. So, it's not like we're inexperienced. And they said, well, okay, that, we can work something there. It'll be $10 a ton. And I said, $10 a ton? I said, what if we're hauling our own millings? I said, our fuel, our guys, our overtime, everything, and we're hauling our own millings and you're still going to charge us $10 a ton. Yeah, that's the price. So, quite frankly, that upset me. And we can crush gravel for $6 a yard. And now they want $10 a ton for millings, and whether they hauled it to us or we haul it, it's still the same price. And my opinion on it, and it's worth about a penny, is skip them. We'll get millings some other time. Even though we went through the trouble with the fair board and went through all the thing of, we're going to mill this lot. Are you guys prepared to pay $20,000 for millings? If you are, we'll put trucks underneath the milling machine.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was frustrating.
Yeah, it wasn't a great deal.
I got a question, Brett. Is that generally what it is, that they own the millings?
Yeah, you could put it in the plans, but then you pay for it either way. If you put it in the plans,
I can see us paying for them doing the milling, but they own that product.
Yeah, that's how it defaults. And then if you can put it in the specs that it becomes property of you, but then, like you say,
it raises the bid price. But
well, and in their defense, I'm thinking it's $10 a ton because the demand for this is way higher than it used to be. They couldn't give them away a few years ago, but now
found someplace for them.
Brent,
if they have them spoken for, and
I forgot to ask this yesterday, but how many yards would take to do
guessing, I think we could do it with 1,000 ton. We put like 180 ton in our lot in our lot here. I think it's going to take at least 5 times that to do that out at the fairgrounds.
Well, now let's back up. What are you paving? We'll call it paving from the entrance all the way through. What
we sold the fair board on. And I sold the fair board on because they were against this project. Let me tell you, it was an hour meeting. It is that we're going to come in the main gate on the north side, and we're going to go anything that's gravel through the main gate, past the festival hall, and past the grandstands. And that
both those roads
in and out. But the access road is just the exit road is 16 feet. That's not. Where the millings are going to go is the majority of the millings are going to go right inside the gate, and when you come in, up to the festival hall and through the midway. You know, that little access road in and out is not gonna take many millings. But, you know, and I'm spitballing when I say 1,000. I knew if we got 2,000 ton, we would have enough, whether we had 500 ton left over or 800 ton left over. You know, but you know, you gotta remember, our intention was to take 5 inches of gravel out.
Oh, you wanna make it that
We were
big?
gonna take 5 inches of gravel out and put 5 inches of millings in, and then set our transit up and slope everything away from the grandstands and the festival hall.
Well, right, I get that. I didn't think the millings were that thick.
Well, I mean, the thicker the better. Could we get by with 3 or 4? Absolutely. We just kind of said we're gonna try to take 5 inches of gravel out and put 5 inches of millings in, just so that it lasts longer, holds up better. You know, in our lot, we only put 3 inches in.
That west side road, you probably wouldn't have to put.
Right, we probably could get by with putting 2-3 inches on the, and your majority, you know, your 4 or 5 inches down by the hall, and
Or not do it at all.
or not do it at all, and just leave it gravel and let the fair board fight with the mud, and we'll get millings.
No, with that access road, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Could we revamp just doing some of the festival?
Oh, absolutely. If we can get some millings, I mean, I have no issue putting trucks underneath the milling machine. It's just a matter of how much do you want us to bring and how much do you want to pay. You know, that's the thing. I mean,
The
I
biggest argument when you have fairs walking through that.
can leave the access roads out and just do in front of the festival hall and the grandstand.
Start from the festival hall and go past the grandstand would cost
How many
a
tons?
third or.
I'd say 500 tons. You know, I mean, it just
Now,
depends
you
on how
might
thick
Cut
we
it down
put
here
it.
5 inches.
Yeah,
Cut it
maybe
down
go
here
3 or 4 inches through there.
And 3 inches is enough, because now you're in an area where you're never going to have heavy traffic on it.
No, we're running on 3 inches in our lot with blades, trucks, and semis, and it's holding up. I just wanted, if we were gonna do it and we were gonna get the millings, let's do it right. You know, so, I
Now
mean,
it's to the point where-
you know, if you guys wanna spend $5,000 on millings, I'll have the trucks underneath the milling machine. It's just a matter of me calling.
In my opinion, you use 3 inches from festival hall through the grandstand and the rest of it leave gravel.
And then maybe down the road, there's.
We can always, every
You can
time we
always add
get
to it.
millings, we can add on and put
Yeah.
more millings in.
Right.
I was sore over the
And,
$10.
And I can see that.
I mean,
I was in the same boat. I thought, gee, that's our product. What the
Yeah,
heck?
you know, and I learned something. And this is my inexperience coming in. I kind of figured, hey, if we wanted the millings, we would get the millings. I learned something. Okay,
But-
in the future, we know.
But no, think back, when Highway 30, we got millings from there, right?
Yep,
We didn't buy them from the DOT, you bought them from the contractor.
right.
So that-
Yeah,
that dawned on
I
me,
just figured that was a state project. This is our project.
Yeah.
It's our highway that they're
Me
milling.
too, we all thought.
Yeah, and I like I said, I learned something. That's my experience coming in. I didn't know. So, I mean, we learned from it and we can move on. There's going to be other projects. There's going to be more milling done. Whenever they do 52 out here, there's going to be milling done. Millings, we'll be able to get millings just about every year, depending if we want to pay $10 a ton for them or not.
Well, here's,
So
you
there
know,
might be 5 and there might be 20.
Yep.
every year we get the same amount of complaints about probably never gonna change.
No, until we
I
put
think if
some,
we could do part of it, and
even,
then we could always add on later.
absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, if you guys want me to get 500-600 tons of millings, I'll call, tell them, hey, let us know when you're milling. We'll put trucks underneath the milling machines and we can get real close to that.
Okay, what's the consensus? What do you wanna do? Doc and I had our opinion, the other.
I think we should do it.
Well, do what?
The three,
Not abbreviated, but I said, or
in front of the festival hall and,
fast
yeah,
Tell you what I would do is if, say we get 600 ton, I'm gonna start in the midway at the grandstands and work my way toward the festival hall.
Work your way north.
Work my way north. And if we
Just
only
the one
get
side.
barely past the hall, but guess what? There's usually not a lot of mud walking into the gate. Everybody drives into the fairgrounds. Where they're walking is around the festival hall and by the grandstands and where the food stands are. And that's where they don't like the mud.
Okay, and 3 inches is enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
make it work.
All right.
The fair board finally got on board with it.
Yep.
I visited with him quite a bit. He's done a lot of work with it. They finally tell him what the big.
It was
issue
like
is.
pulling teeth.
Yeah. But tell them what the last issue was about the gravel.
Well, so then when I told them, you know, when they go, what are you gonna do with all this project or product you're taking out? I said, well, we're not gonna go and put it in the gravel roads, we'll use it somewhere else on the fairgrounds. And that was a selling point. Because all of a sudden they figured, well, you're gonna take 5 inches of gravel out, 3 inches of gravel out, bring that gravel back where everybody parks their campers for the 4-H and build a little lot so they're not parked in the grass and the mud. Now they got a gravel campground. I said, well, yeah, we can take that product back there. And like a gate swinging open, the eyes lit up, and it's like, we're on board.
That finished.
Yeah.
So that's our plan?
Yeah, I mean, whatever gravel we'll take back in the low areas and make it a little bit easier for the 4-H campers. I mean, we're going to have product, so we'll just move it back there, you know, but.
Wow. I heard somebody say that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't think we need motion.
I think you're gonna spend money.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
make a
we
motion.
spend money.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
What do you guys want us to bring? 600 ton in, $6,000?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put the trucks.
Yeah, and if you don't use
That
it all,
sounds
we're
like-
gonna use it somewhere else.
That
It's
sounds
gonna
like
get
a lot,
used.
but
It's gonna get used somewhere else.
It disappears quicker than you think.
Yes.
okay.
The point is, this stuff has become valuable to farmers and everything else.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Did you guys vote on it?
Oh, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, Brian.
Yeah, cause on the milling topic, a lot
Brian
of,
talked for you, I know, but go ahead.
the best time that we found, I guess, is when you're doing a federal aid project and you have a cost share on that. So then you're not buying all the millings directly. Put it into plans
Yeah.
that you, if
Oh,
your property.
yeah.
In hindsight, we should have brought this up right away when we started this.
But they would just
Yeah.
raise the bid.
Yeah.
I know.
You probably would have paid about the same,
But in a
like,
federal aid,
yeah, then you're getting the feds to pay for the millings and then you get it.
You might have got a little reduction in your 131,000 you're
Well,
thinking about.
And Brian, have you talked to is it Kevin from Knife River? I've
Yeah.
talked to somebody. Yeah.
Kevin and Derek.
Yeah,
Derek is
Kevin.
kind of the,
So they actually think, when I spoke to him yesterday, that this milling project could start as early as late next week.
next week, yeah. I
Yes.
think they're planning to get the signs in on Tuesday. That's why
Yep.
I gotta run over and stake the signs after this, and they're gonna get the signs up on Tuesday, and then plan to start patching, milling Wednesday, Thursday, and
Yeah.
That's
potentially,
on 5.
potentially paving Friday, or starting mainline the following week.
Yep.
So, and that's if everything keeps going well on their
Weather holds and
other
well, the
projects.
weather's supposed to be nice.
weather's supposed to be nice.
So, yeah, so that was the main things that I had,
Alright.
updates on those, and then,
Any
yeah,
questions for Brian?
How are things coming for the South Bridge? South of Harvey.
South Harvey, that's the one that's gonna start on the 23rd.
23rd.
Up September?
Yep,
Yep.
September
Back to
23rd.
normal? Or it got late, it got delayed a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, a week, yep, it was the 16th and now it's the 23rd, but they've got the box and
Okay.
so they'll, yeah, they just got hung up on another project, they said, so.
So when they get done, October, they'll be able to use it?
Yeah, yep,
Probably, that whole project could probably take about a week.
yeah, a week or two, yeah, from start to finish.
Yeah.
And,
It could,
Yeah.
realistically, it could be done October 1st.
It should be there for farm harvest. And late soybean harvest.
That'll be interesting. Never would have thought. Well, that'll be something else, that's great.
All right, anything else for Brian? Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys got anything else for me? I got a phone call this morning from BN. They're gonna take the crossing out on our county gravel road over just to the east of Ronnie Anderson's, and they're gonna redo that crossing. They're gonna add more ties. It's not a good crossing. So that crossing is gonna be out for about 4 days, but it's gonna be a couple weeks from now. So they're hauling across there a few loads for the Munster Highway project over in Eddy County. They'll be done. But that crossing just east of Ronnie Anderson's on our gravel road will be repaired and brought up to specs. It will be really nice, and it needs it. That's a bad crossing.
And that's our federal aid road.
Yeah, yep. So I mean, there's
It's
no
our
cost to
county.
us. It's our county
It's not a
road. So
township, it's a
yeah,
county.
it's county. Yeah. So and then I also met with the wind people. several times, and they're starting to do some surveying out there wherever. So when if they're in one side of a section or even 20 acres of a section, they got to find the pins in the entire section. So they're surveying even though the whole square mile, and they're having a tough time finding pins because some of them were put in there in the 1800s. But we're starting to see a little work out there. But the last meeting I got, the expectation of this is at best, we'll start to see some action out there fall of 26. So we are in the very beginning stages of this. Okay. All right. I'm going to head back to the chip seal guys as long as you don't have anything for me.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Short and sweet, good job.
Does anybody need a break? Just take a look at Michael's here.
Yeah, me.
Get on the hot seat.
All right.
Welcome and share what you have for us.
Sure. Well, my name is Michael Fink. I'm with Silicon Plains and invited out here today to talk about cybersecurity, which obviously is the hot topic at every bar room and cocktail party all across the state right now. So, okay, I'm not a comedian.
I know.
Part of the reason that I'm here is that, well, I was asked to be here to talk about cybersecurity and a little bit about Silicon Plains. We have been in business over 15 years, based out of Bismarck, North Dakota. We are a top 5% managed service provider worldwide. So one of the things I was asked about is how we would compare to IGT or NRG. And to be honest, there's not an easy way to answer that question for me or probably anybody without a little bit of further research into exactly what's happening with the cybersecurity that you have in place today. One of the reasons that I'm here to talk is that we do focus primarily on cybersecurity. We work with other counties and other states and have had some conversations with other counties here in North Dakota more recently. Some of our clients, Logan County, Gilpin County, and Washington County in Colorado are all clients of ours. And we came in and basically did an audit of what they had in place for cybersecurity. They all thought that they were protected. And what we typically find is that when we come in and take a look, that nobody really knows what's in place from a cybersecurity standpoint. And we were able to find some gaps in their security that we were able to help them resolve so that they could protect their citizenship better. Locally here in the state of North Dakota, we do work with MHA Nation, who also works with IDT. And we did the same thing for them. Came in and took a look at where they were at from a cybersecurity standpoint. And now we are helping to train their internal cybersecurity team to help protect the tribal nation as well. We do have experience in incident response also. Those are the worst calls I ever get, is when you're talking to a community leader or even a business leader about something that's already happened, and you're looking at how to, kind of put the toothpaste back in the bottle, if you will, after a cybersecurity incident, when all the work that has been done over a lifetime is now at risk. So I prefer to have fewer of those conversations. I'll still answer the call if you're in a situation, but I prefer to have fewer of those conversations and more conversations about prevention and different things that can be done along those lines. If you look at here a few years ago, there were 11 counties in the state of Texas that were hit with cybersecurity attacks, and they were down for months. And the FBI, when they came in to investigate, asked us to consult specifically in that case. In addition to that, recently on the news, I can't think of the city's name, I apologize, but there was a city that recently had a cyber attack, and the biggest problem they had within that cyber attack is then they turned around and lied to the citizens of the city. And the whistleblower went on the news and, you know, provided the facts of the thing, and that was a breach that included, you know, you were talking earlier about confidential files. We were talking about key witnesses in cases that were confidential. We were talking in that case about undercover police officers that were exposed.